How do you stop loving someone who no longer deserves it? This question may have popped into your head when you've been going through a breakup or you're thinking about leaving a relationship. You can feel like, because of what your partner did or how they treated you, that they no longer deserve your love. I totally get it. Let's talk about what's going on here when we feel like someone doesn't deserve our love anymore. And to answer the more important part of this question, how do we stop loving them? Do we even need to stop loving them? If you're new here, my name is Lindsay and I am the Real Love Alchemist. I help women go from bad relationships to real love with the magic of subconscious work. If you're interested in working with me, click on the link in the description to learn how to do that. When we're saying or feeling or thinking that someone doesn't deserve our love anymore, it's not really a judgment. It's not to say that this person isn't inherently worth love. What we're saying is, I'm no longer going to accept this behavior from this person. This relationship is no longer working for me. I don't feel good here. When we say or when we feel like a person doesn't deserve our love anymore, this is actually a good impulse. This is us setting boundaries, saying, no more. I do not deserve to be treated this way. Maybe they cheated on you, maybe they were abusive, but you're saying whatever happened was not acceptable. It's not okay. So it's actually a really good impulse. Go with that impulse and let it fuel you to do whatever you need to do. Whether it's ending the relationship, whether it's blocking them, going no contact, use it to your service. You probably are not going to feel like this forever, but use it for now. So when we say, I don't want to love this person anymore, how do I stop loving this person? What we're actually asking is, how do I get out of the pain? What we're really saying is, I don't want to be in pain anymore. Because love, when we're feeling genuine love, it actually feels good. It's a positive, energizing emotion. And to take it to an even deeper level, when we're feeling unconditional love, that's a sense of peace and acceptance. And that also feels good. I don't know anyone who's in that feeling, that blissful feeling of unconditional love, who's like, nah, I'd rather not have this right now. It feels really amazing. So it's not the love that we want to let go of, it's the pain of losing that love. It's the grief, the abandonment, the loss, the pain, whatever uncomfortable emotions you're feeling. That's what we're really asking when we're asking, how do I stop loving this person? So the question I'm really going to answer today is, how do you stop the pain? Now, even just saying that question out loud, I'm like, ooh, because we never want to try to stop an emotion. An emotion is an energy. It wants to just move through us. If we try to stop it, if we try to suppress it, it doesn't go anywhere. It just goes underground and we carry that energy around with us. And then we don't really heal. Emotions are not things to be gotten rid of. They are energies that are meant to be felt and released. So if we want to get better, we have to accept the emotions. We actually have to embrace them and not resist them, not push them away. And I know that this goes against pretty much everything that we've been taught about emotions and how to try to feel better. But what we need to do, paradoxically, in order to feel better, is to let ourselves really feel what we're feeling. To dive deep into it, let it flow through us so that it can flow through and out. Allowing the pain to be there and not fighting it is actually what makes it go through you much faster. Now, side note here, if you're feeling like you're stuck in these emotions and they're really not moving, I have a program that can help. It's called the X Detox. I'll leave the link here in the description also. What I do with this program is I use energy healing to get to the root of these energies that are getting stuck. We release them and then they start moving and you feel a lot better. And it gets you out of that place of feeling like, I want to stop loving my ex. So again, if you're interested in that, check out the program. So to continue here, how do we let go of that pain? How do we stop feeling so bad? Well, basically, again, we let ourselves feel it. Cry when you need to. Let yourself be sad. Society kind of has this idea that we always need to be happy and we always need to be feeling good. That is completely unnatural. Sometimes we're going to feel sad. Sometimes we're going to experience loss. And it's okay to let yourself feel that. That is normal and that is natural. And when you're in this grief, when you're in this pain over losing someone, don't do it alone. Get support in this. I read a quote somewhere a while ago that said something like, grief is meant to be witnessed. It needs to be witnessed. And so again, make sure you have people in your life who you can just be with and talk to about these things. It can be a friend, family members, it can even be someone you hire, like a coach, a therapist, a mentor, but just make sure you have someone to talk to. Because the sadness might not just be from the breakup. Very often when we're triggered by the loss of someone, it's not just from that event, it's from things in our childhood. The root could be from something that happened 10, 20, 30 years ago. And so it can be so helpful to get professional support to help you to work through all this. Figure out what's from then, what's from now, and more importantly, what can I do about it? When I do this work for my clients in like the X Detox program, we're often very surprised when we get to the root of what comes up when we're helping them move on from a breakup. Very often it's stuff from childhood or from their teenage years. Stuff that they thought they had moved on from, but nope, it's still there. It was still there in the subconscious. So really the reason why I'm sharing this is because unresolved pain from the past can fuel current experiences of loss. So make sure you get support in moving on from that. Now, if we're talking about love and coming from my position that we need to feel all of our emotions and don't try to suppress them, if you still feel love for someone, feel it. Let it be there. That's okay too. You can acknowledge it, you can validate it, and you can say things to yourself like, yeah, you know what? I do still love this person. I have a wide open heart and I feel things deeply and I have the capacity to really love someone. And that is truly a gift. Being able to deeply love someone and feel an emotion of love, that is something that not everybody has access to. So if you're feeling that, let it be there. It's actually a really amazing thing. So you don't need to try to stop yourself from loving that person. That love will eventually fade. As you heal and as you grieve the loss of this person, it won't feel so intense and eventually maybe won't even be there at all. So how do we move on then? How do we get over someone and how do we get to that place where we feel like we have our life back? Don't stop your life. When we're going through a breakup or when we're going through loss and grief, we have the tendency to slow completely down and sometimes even grind our life to a halt. We can tend to stop all of the forward motion in our life. And while some slowing down can be really helpful and healing, and I do recommend that, completely stopping your life can have the opposite effect. We may have to dial back a couple things, like maybe we're not going to be as active in our social life and maybe we're not going to be doing as many extra activities or hobbies as we did before, but as long as we're continuing to do some of those things, then that's going to help you to keep moving forward. We need to balance resting and taking care of ourselves and giving ourselves the time and space to feel what we're feeling with still being able to do what we need to do, like going to work and taking care of our responsibilities. We want to keep exercising as much as we can and to keep seeing our friends and family as much as we feel we're able to. So here's what I recommend doing. Give yourself time during the day to let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. That sadness, maybe you want to cry a little bit. Schedule a time, even like put it in your schedule. Give yourself that space where you don't have anything going on and you can just be with yourself. And I say give yourself some time, give yourself some space because grieving does actually take energy. It takes a lot of energetic force in the body to let all those emotions flow through. And then also give yourself some time to rest. So maybe during that time that you've put into your schedule, you just lay down in bed for a little while. But then make sure you're also getting up after that and continuing to exercise or to socialize as much as you feel you can do. So again, get out of that bed, go for a walk, do a little yoga, do whatever feels good to get your body moving. Start that hobby that you didn't have time to do before. Go for a coffee with your friends. Keep your life moving. This will be hard. This is much, much easier said than done, but I know all of you can do it. You have that strength within you. This is what will keep the momentum of your life going so you can feel better faster. Now, if you're having a hard time finding the courage to leave a bad relationship, I have a video here for you.